Today we're going to be reviewing my first ever professional wrestling match. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Walt Michaels, and today we're going to be watching and critiquing my first ever professional wrestling match. I just debuted this past Friday. It is now Monday when I record this and watch it. I already uploaded the full match without any reviews or commentary on my channel already, as well as some different clips from that match as well. But I thought it'd be interesting to, make a video of me watching back my first match and kind of, reviewing some of the stuff that I did and just kind of seeing what I noticed and what I can improve upon going forward. Just a note, I've only been training for 3 months before this match took place, so I have not been training for a very long time at all. With more time, I will expect to get better. This early on, I can't expect to be putting on elite level matches already. I just have too much to learn still, and I need a lot more reps to get better at these things. But I do think it was a decent enough debut match. It was pretty simple. There was nothing overly complex that took place on my side. But, let's just get straight into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the
First thing I noticed already just right away, this is something that my trainer pointed out to me as well, is just kind of my posture. My posture isn't great. My shoulders are kind of slumped over. I need to, have my head and chest up, shoulders back, look like I'm ready to be in a fight. You're not fighting somebody, shoulders forward, slouching forward. So just posture, that'll go a long way for, the start of the match for sure. I will also note that this is like a student showcase show, so the crowd is, fellow students and family of students and stuff like that. So this isn't like an official show or anything. They'll be paid to come see us. So it might not be like an official professional wrestling debut, but it is my first ever match. So, and it's under, match-like settings with the crowd, and, we're treating everything as a match. So, we'll review it under that circumstance.
Guess he's not taking Walt Michaels seriously.
Alright, I'm facing the amazing Zondo. He's been training. I'm not quite sure. He's been training a lot longer than me. I've only been, training like 3 months, like I've said. Get the clap going. Not too bad, Like I already mentioned with the posture, need to improve upon that, no doubt. I'll also say I need to do something with the hair. You'll notice throughout the match a lot, I have to like pull it out of my face quite a lot. So I've seen a lot of suggestions online of just getting your hair super wet before the match, having like a spray bottle of water. I've also seen some people suggest, baby oil and stuff like that. So there's a couple different things that I'll try out for sure, because I want to keep the long hair. I like the long hair a lot. I think it's a good look for me, but definitely can't have it be dry and all over the place. You'll hear a comment from commentary at a certain point making a Sideshow Bob reference. Maybe with the wet hair we can avoid that.
This is Walt Michaels, one of the newest students at Pro Wrestling. If you yourself want to train to be a wrestler,
so yeah, better posture. Nothing. No immediate notes right now.
Anywhere in the country.
Notice the hair, I had to pull it back already. Try to get the crowd going a little bit. This is my first time, so it's not something that I'm very used to, something I'll definitely have to improve upon.
Another guy with a nice mane of hair too, by the way. Walt Michaels is
Go for another lockup. This is a part right here. Wait a second. Yeah, right there. that's something that definitely needed to be cleaned up a little bit, probably on both of our parts. It's a cooperation. It's not all on me. It's never all on him. The hands were a little sloppy for sure. It didn't look, it didn't look like a fight. It didn't look like a struggle. It just looked a little weird and sloppy. So just keep the hands in tighter. Just make sure I'm focusing on that and the break instead of I kind of grabbed his fists over top, which was a little weird. So that was definitely something that I need to improve upon.
Get barred all the time. Oh, what a punch!
The punch itself, I feel was fine, but ideally, I should probably be on more of an angle or have him the other way so that the hard cam can see my face, because right now all you see is my back, which if it was a poorly thrown punch and I didn't connect at all, maybe it looks a little better for the camera. But when you have cameras around, you want to see the punch, you want to see my face, you want to see the reactions and everything. So if I was a little more angled towards that left turnbuckle, and you could see a little bit of my face as I was throwing that punch, that'd probably be a better choice. So ring positioning definitely could use a little bit of work and improvement.
I think he learned that punch from his uncle.
Zondo's scared. He's jaw-jacking.
You don't need to work on my crowd stuff. I can't just go, let's go. Also more of the hair, pushing it back, getting it out of my face. I'm not Randy Orton. I don't need to try to be Randy Orton. Posture's really bad. Another thing, somebody made this comment to me online. We already threw the punch, so it doesn't make too much sense to go back to a lockup, is what I've seen some people say online. I'm not sure if that's, a universal truth or not, but, just something to note and keep in mind, and let me know what you guys think down below.
Unorthodox way to get into a headlock.
I'd say, that was also a very sloppy, awkward interaction right there with the headlock. He was able to maneuver it fine and worked it out to where it didn't end up being too detrimental and throw us off too bad. We got to where we needed to be. So ideally, it's a lot smoother and cleaner than that, though. That's an obvious mistake that is pretty obvious from watching, even if you don't really know kind of more of the behind-the-scenes kind of things.
It's amazing. That's what Zondo says.
Walt shoots him off. Oh, nice.
That's another thing. Doesn't make much sense to, be behind him in a headlock and, pull him back to the ropes. I need to, swing my hips around and push him into the ropes and then throw him off the ropes instead of, doing a weird motion that just doesn't really make much sense versus, you're going to generate a lot more power being in front of the person and pushing him with a full walk and a full power behind you. Send him off the ropes. Not a great shoulder tackle. Needed to get a little more chest to chest. I think I got a little too much shoulder on that. I'm also, I'm moving around way too much. That's another pretty consistent theme throughout the matches. I have happy feet. I need to keep my feet set and in control. So right there, I should have either celebrated and then looked down and then moved, or I should have looked down, made eye contact, did my celebration, and then went off for, running the ropes. That would have been a little better. Instead, I was kind of, moving around, which makes it harder for the person to know when we're beginning, going into our international spot. So just calm down, It's my first match, so there's going to be some nerves and everything associated with it, so that's to be expected. But with time, hopefully we can eliminate all of that. When it comes to the actual international spot, I feel like it was okay. Nothing crazy, didn't look exceptionally great, didn't look exceptionally bad. Here, these are okay. I should have done something with my right arm instead of just having it out there doing nothing. I should have, like, you know, blocked his leg and his hip from coming up. Or, you know, should have done something. I shouldn't have just had it there doing nothing. And then here, when I reverse, I didn't get my leg and hip up like I needed to. My leg is on the ground right now. I should have been basically up on one foot with, you know, my leg and hip up in the air. So it's like an actual hip toss. So that it would have been a better hip toss on my end if I did that. So that's something to note for sure. Going for the pin is good. So hip toss pretty early in the match, so it probably should have been a kick out at 1 instead of 2. But that's not me. We're gonna focus on me. I can only control what I do. You know, building up the crowd was okay, getting the clap going, but I'm kind of just sitting there looking at them. I probably should have paid more attention to the crowd, looked at them, gotten up on like the turnbuckle, you know, got them going, done something other than just sitting there in the corner clapping. So, I mean, it's better than nothing than just sitting there in the corner doing nothing. But I also, you know, I could have done better, obviously. The run itself, I feel like, was fine. I would have liked to hit the corner with a little more aggression, make it look a little more vicious, more impactful. I also hit my right leg on this when I probably should have hit my left leg, and you'll see why later on in the match. But nothing terribly bad. I will say I've gotten a decent amount of comments about my selling being decent, so, you know, that's good. Something I want to be good at for sure. You know, selling is huge. Huge knee slap. That sounded real nice for sure. Got a nice little reaction from our crowd. You know, just keep on selling. Try to keep the hair out of the face. Try to, you know, be expressive with the face. Make it look like that was the most vicious, awful thing ever. Always look like you're trying to fight, you know, trying to do something. You're not just sitting there accepting it, you know, you're like grabbing, trying to grab for a wrist or something. You're not just sitting there, you know, letting them do whatever to you. Right here is a very interesting submission hold. I'm quite flexible, that's why we're able to pull this off. I'm not sure if many people are able to do that. Yeah, that was a little sloppy, trying to get all the hair out of my face and him transferring the move. It also doesn't make much sense me to knee his hands into my face more, so that was kind of stupid. I should have found a better way out of that. That leg kick was a mistake on my part. I was expecting it a little higher and harder, so I could have taken a back bump and, like, you know, fallen backwards. I feel like it would have looked a little better, but I was a little late to react to it, so I had to just go fall forward and sell that way. I don't think it looks awful or terrible, but it definitely would have been better if it, you know, kicked my leg out and, you know, I fell backwards. I think that probably would have been a better situation, but I'm not terribly upset with how it ended up playing out.
Like a baseball bat right there. Just swing that thing right into him.
Right here, push-ups on the knee. That's kind of, you know, what I was referencing earlier when I was saying, you know, don't just sit there and accept it. Like, try to, like, you know, push them off. Try to, you know, protect yourself. Try to do something.
I'm not gonna lie, I might take that, do a push-up on a guy.
You're always selling. You just beating the
great Terry Funk's book.
I'm not gonna
Oh, look at
try
that.
not
Now
to
he's
cuss.
just
He's
using him as a
beating
chair.
the daylights out of my knee right now. You know, I'm trying to fight out of his submission
This
hold.
guy's gonna need all kinds of
Camera doesn't really show it. Our ring positioning isn't very great. I'm a little too close to the ropes. You can't fully tell. But I should be a little farther away because, like, I could have easily grabbed the rope that whole time.
but I'm loving this offense.
So a little farther away, so I could have had like a struggle and had to reach for it. I'm probably better push. Okay, I'll pause real quick. Could have used a better push off there for sure. And then these clotheslines are pretty weak. I am, you know, happy that I'm somewhat selling the leg still, which, you know, it makes sense that the clotheslines aren't fully there because of the weak leg, but also I probably shouldn't be doing these like kind of moving running strikes with a hurt leg like that. I should probably look for a different method of attack. And if I am gonna do the clotheslines, I need to be a little higher with it and follow through with it higher and follow through with it instead of just stopping on impact, and it'll look a lot more vicious, and it'll just help me follow through to loop around for the next move a little better. So, you know, selling the leg, another pretty weak clothesline. I definitely did not have a good drop kick there, but it's kind of covered up by the fact that, you know, I've been getting worked on this leg and this knee this whole time, so it doesn't make sense for me to execute a perfect drop kick. Or if I do, like, I should be in a lot of pain, you know, if that's the case. I go for selling the leg, you know, after the drop kick and everything. But definitely a weak drop kick. Would have liked that to have been better. If that's, you know, the route we're going.
What's this idiot do? He jumps up on the leg.
I like the pin attempt, you know, just crawling, barely getting there, you know, selling the leg for a minute, you know. That's why it took me a minute to get over there. Right here, probably should have slowed it down. I could have stayed down for another couple seconds. Could have limped a little more, maybe fallen on that walk over to get him. Probably, I should have grabbed him a little stronger. He pulls me down. Not many notes on my end
Is this
here.
kid's debut? Because this might be his first and only match.
I will say I think something went wrong there, because you'll see here in a second. I do like, you know, the selling out here. Selling the very battered knee for sure.
I think so. Is that Aunt May lady around? She likes to fix people up.
Yeah, right. Here you'll see, yeah, I'm bleeding a little bit up on my shoulder. Got a little bit of color in my debut match. It was unplanned. I'm not sure what, but I cut my shoulder on something. Probably should have stayed down a little bit longer. Made a reach at the end. I will say, you know, I keep selling, you know, just in case the camera's looking at me. Post match, I'm not just, you know, immediately getting up and walking away, staying in character, I guess, you know. So that's my debut, you know. It was by no means perfect match. I'd say it probably wasn't even a good match, to be quite honest with you. I have quite a bit to learn still, move-wise, quite a bit to learn when it comes to in-ring psychology and, you know, setting up a match. There's a lot to learn, you know. I'm very early on in my career, so it's expected that it's going to be a little rough at first, so I'm not too disappointed. I am happy with all the work that I've put in and how far I've made it. It's definitely been a crazy journey, a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifices to make this all happen. And, you know, I'm just looking forward to the future. Hoping can get my official in-ring debut hopefully in the next month or two at an actual paid show. That's my goal for right now. But all I can do until then is just keep showing up to training and just keep watching wrestling, keep learning as much as I can, and just keep trying to improve. So if you guys are interested in following along in the journey, make sure to subscribe. Please leave a like on the video. And if you'd like to watch the video without any of my commentary or interruptions, I'll leave the link down below. You guys have a great day.